Greetings troops and welcome back to the channel. My name's John Kelly and this is a Mediocre Modeler. So this week we're going to have a quick update on where I'm up to with March's Ghibli. Sorry, what? What? That's on today? What, the 48 in 48 is on today? Well, what time does it start? It starts at 7:30. That's like in... Well, that's about 4 hours from now. I'm not ready. Right, I'm going to have to stop this build where it is. I'm going to have to get on with the 48 in 48. Well, what is the 48 in 48? If it's causing this much panic in the bunker, what could it possibly mean? Well, the 48 in 48 is to try and attempt to build a 1/48 scale model. Going down the stairs now. A 1/48 scale model in 48 hours. This is part of the Models for Heroes charity build. It's an international build and I'm part of it, and I'm really chuffed to be part of it. What am I building? I'm building that. Tamiya's 1/48 scale Hetzer. I figure I can get this done in 48 hours, so that is the plan. One of the issues I've got though is I'm right in the middle of the build for the Ghibli. This is the Savoy. So first things first, I need to clear my desk and get myself prepared for these next 48 hours. Okay, so what am I going to need for this build? Well, firstly, I'm going to need the kit. What else am I going to need? Well, set tweezers will be useful. Some glue. Make sure we've got some glue. Plenty of glue. We're going to need a knife. Whoop. Whoop. We're going to need a knife. We're going to need a knife. We're going to need a knife.
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Okay, but that's not a knife. We're going to need a knife. We're still going to need a knife. Alright, we've got plenty of knives. What else are we going to need? Well, let's have a look at some paints. We're going to need some paints. 1, 2, 3. Sanding sticks. We'll need some sanding sticks, that's for sure. There's some of those. Some scrapers, definitely. A set of nippers, absolutely. More importantly, as much coffee as I can drink. The next 48 hours are going to be tough. Well, there we have it. It's 7:30, so it is time to start. Okay, so the last little bits of plastic, the final drives, and whatever this doodad is, I think it's going to be a locating piece. Yeah, that just fits on the back there. Not like that, it doesn't. Like that, no. Like that. I think that's going to help mount the top deck. So once that's on, the final drives are on, and the return rollers are on, that's it for gluing the plastic, I think, onto the lower hull. The rest of it is going on to plastic on plastic until the top hull connects to that. The final drives are not tricky to get on, they just flop on, but they are definitely sided. They've got a chamfered edge, so that will only go on one way, and there's also, when it is in its little location, there's a pin there which I think is going to be for the drive sprocket. That's probably where that's going to get launched. Cool. Morning folks, so we're back in. This is day 2 of the 48 in 48 build. Essentially this is where I'm at. Lower hull's together, upper hull is largely together, and this morning should see the first coat of paint going on all the bits. Reasonably happy with the progress. Let's see what today brings. Okay, morning people, it's 7:30 on Sunday the 21st, so I'm well over halfway through the time allocation, and this is where I'm up to. So I've got the body all together and I've finished the running gear. That one needs a little bit of a touch up. So is all in one piece, my little Hetzer. I've started weathering in. I'm not going to do it very heavy, but I've started weathering underneath as well. So all the bits are ready as well. There's a gun barrel that just locates on there. I should do, there you go. Reasonably easily. And then things like all the Pioneer tools, I'll see you in a bit. All the Pioneer tools, they're done. A little bit of chipping maybe, but they're finished. So all that's left really is to get the camo on. So first job this morning, mask off, the running gear, and get the base coat on. Then I've got to get out, get the dogs done, all the usual kind of stuff that goes with a Sunday. Okay, check back in later. Okay, hang on, let me just turn that off. I think the paint's still wet, but it's getting quite close to the deadline, so I need to see what this is looking like, and remove the masks. Right.